Draw, hard to admit that I used to draw. Portraiture in a human form, doodle of a two-headed unicorn. It was soothing, moving his arm in a fusion of man-made tools and amused from beyond. Even if it went beautifully wrong, it was tangible truth for a youth to refuse to belong. No name nuisance, stews in a bedroom, booze in a brand new cuneiform. Barely commune with the horde, got a whole grayscale ungluing his world. Might zone amp to the yap of the magpie, unseen hand dragging his graphite, cross contour.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's the Texans going up against the Seahawks. What a surprise here. There's rain in Seattle as we're off to CenturyLink Field to link up with our broadcast team and Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, no trip to the Northwest is really complete without a little rain, and we're going to get plenty of it here at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Houston Texans and the Seattle Seahawks. They come out with one back and three tight ends. Prescott. And incomplete to open things up. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry. And now it's second down. Our chance to show you the offense here, Tyler Lockett. Charles, your thoughts?
Loved him coming out of Kansas State. The third Lockett that played there after his father and his uncle. An absolute true threat every time he touches the ball to take it to the house.
And he's got room. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Ezekiel Elliott, his fifth touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. Now Andrew Frank's on for the point after. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Frank's now on to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now a handoff here to his running back. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. And to give this time to the tailback. And oh, he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers. And they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They'll get it to the 23-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
So this brings up a 2nd and 2. Now a handoff looking right. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll look to throw. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well. And he didn't get that done on that play.
And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point. So no problems converting there.
This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Well, the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. 15 yards through the air and a first down. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. A first down carry by Elliott. They find some open field here. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. He told us he was going to hit the end zone a couple times in this game. I just don't know that he envisioned doing it in the first quarter.
He probably did. I'm not sure we did, right? Because all the great ones, that's what they do. They dream about it, right? They think about it. They envision it. They think it's going to happen and almost will themselves into it. I just look at what he's done so far and just wonder what's left to come. Let's sit back and enjoy this one.
And now out comes Houston. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And that's caught inside the 30. A huge play there for Houston. And even 50 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. And a look at the offense that is hoping to put some points up in bunches here in this one. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4. The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
Dante Fowler missed his rookie season due to injury. So good to have him back on the field. A terrific combination of speed and strength.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence. And that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out?
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans draw a bit closer.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 5 here to start things out. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Here we go!
On 2nd down, Elliott. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, you gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense?
And this is taken in at the 5. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield. Those guys made that play possible.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead. And he knocks it through. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Let's go.
Prescott now on second down. Drops it underneath to Elliott. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Call it a gain of 5, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Well, still in search of the first. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. One man in the backfield, Elliott. Third and short yardage, Prescott. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Dante Fowler just made a play that he could be really proud of there. Nice tackle for loss, and what a relief it is for him to be back on an NFL field after missing his entire rookie season with a knee injury.
I think the entire defensive unit is relieved that he's out there. He'll look to throw. Survey, and he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Dante Fowler. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They'll start the drive with Elliott, and he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Partner, I think there's a lesson there. Some days you're just having a really tough time, and for the defense, today has been that day. But after that play, what do you learn? You can still make plays even when the other guy's having success against you.
Second down, Prescott. Hunter Henry brings it in. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Hunter Henry, 82 yards. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, Those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
They'll run it now out of the guns. And some room to work. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line.
That looked like a two-deep coverage, which we call cover two. And what that really means is you have corners, what we call rolled up in about a 5-yard area on the outside receivers. Then your safeties are back closer.
Touchdown, Houston. Their dangerous wide receiver. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Texans have once again taken the lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Prescott looks to throw on first. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag.
Here we go.
Here's Prescott. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll push his way up to about the 14. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And Catanzaro's kick is right through, and that'll make this a 7-point game. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us wanted to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit. Taking over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Here we go.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though. Huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And that'll be off the crossbar and out. It's short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. All things considered, a pretty good kick. Just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck. And unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
They go back to the air here after the INT. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Prescott now on 2nd down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And now out comes Houston. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there. They may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you now to Orlando to check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, LR. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out comes Houston. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain...
Taking it right down Broadway. He's at the 30. Touchdown, Houston. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
This one taken from the 7. He'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll come out in the pistol. From the pistol, here's Elliott. And he'll lose lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Their dangerous wide receiver. His second touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks have made this a one-score game. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. Frank's now on to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will get out of bounds. No worries there, though. That still goes as a touchback. And now out comes Houston. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big time, John? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
They'll drop to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Well, they've gone backwards so far in this series. 3rd and 13. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And taken right on the 30. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. A second down throw for Prescott. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and it's 3rd down.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And now here is another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. And here comes the Texans now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dante Fowler in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And they will finally catch him, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together,
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Texans turn that interception into a touchdown. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They start on the ground with Elliott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. Second down, Prescott. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Will the defense dial up the pressure? Let's see. 3rd and 11. Here's Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11.
Let's go! 38!
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On 4th, they do snap it to Prescott. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's brought down after a good game. Shift together here from the D-line. And quickly, they get to the line. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball, but when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Let's go! 38!
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And incomplete.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defenders are going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
And now out comes Houston.
Watching that body. Set. 3-19. Over. Here we go now. Gun. Leopard. Watching that body.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
One of the things that I observed when Dante Fowler was coming out in the NFL draft, how hard he played the game. Every time I turned on a tape, he was either rushing the passer, making a play, or making a play in space against the ball downfield, or hustling from one sideline to the other. How about that play right there? Making a nice tackle, holding it to a short gain.
And this is caught at the 20. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They go play action here on 1st down. This will be caught at about the 3. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish. The strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop him here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line. Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Philip Dorsett, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. 2nd down now after the incompletion.
Here we go. Flex round.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Throwing left side, it's complete. A very solid gain of 27. And we continue to see another example here of offenses just going for it.
And this game has really turned into a receiver's dream and a defender's nightmare because no one's being stopped throwing the ball downfield, and points are going on the board.
Henry's got it out on the left side. And he's going to go out of bounds, taking it down inside the 25. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And the offense moving quickly to the line. They go to Elliott again. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Now that run is one to build on, and I know it sounds like a cliche and it seems like a simple thing, but truthfully, coaches are always looking for something to pull out of a tough day. And right now, this team has had one of those. So that run there, I guarantee you that's a clip and save as they move forward and look towards the next game. And he'll tell his team, this is what we're looking for. This is what we planned for. Let's have more of this to start game.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. They got to have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal. 3rd and long for Prescott. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Come on, let's go. Flex round. Flex round. Ohio.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. And it is incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And this Texans defense stands tall. And now out comes Houston. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not a... And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And they'll add a DB in the secondary here on 3rd and 14. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Shakes off the sack. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Noah Spence in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Here we go now. Blue landed. Blue landed.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward. And that was a nice play. He knocked it away, but obviously you want the interception in this situation. You want to take away any chance that they have any decision to make on 4th down. But things happen so quickly in the end zone in this compressed area of the field that you're just happy to knock it away and not allow a touchdown.
And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now out comes Houston. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment, and to do it this convincingly.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. That one it looks like he'll throw here. Over the middle, Dorsett. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And he's brought down after a good game.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
Well, right now, maybe. They're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big.
And now they're in the hurry-up. The play-action fake. They'll rush coming, and he's taken down. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. So 3rd and 15 and an extra defensive back in the game now.
Flooding the passing lanes.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Dorsett making the catch. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Philip Dorsett with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Oh, I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Seahawks. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other."
And now here is another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball. Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Wide open receiver complete. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game, but these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Or are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Texans, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they will head home next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll get a chance.